Okay, so I'm taking a drive after getting the wheel alignment done yesterday. I did do a video yesterday. I haven't decided if I'm gonna upload it yet or not because it didn't have a lot to say. But anyway, I went and had the wheel alignment done. It wasn't particularly successful, but I'll tell you about that in a sec. Firstly, thank you to everybody who's been watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. Although my subscribers are going down, I'm at like 496 or something, and I feel like 500 is one of those barriers that you have to really push through. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. I just need about 4 or 5 more to break through that barrier. Thank you to all of the views and reactions to my test drive of my friend's Toyota Yaris GR. I really enjoyed that, apart from the traffic. That was horrible. It would have been really nice if I could have driven it not in traffic. That would have been lovely, but it wasn't to be, and I only had it for about 25 minutes. I was supposed to have it for 10, but anyway. So yeah, I've had the wheel alignment done. They couldn't do the camber, so the camber is still massively off. That guy just pulled into my side of the road for some reason. The camber is still massively off on the rear passenger side wheel. So it just looks just all completely wrong, like it's in the arch. I'm hoping it's not had a massive whack or anything, but the toe and the toe has been fixed. So the steering, although it's been fixed, the steering is ever so slightly off, but now I can see the dials. The steering isn't covering the temperature dial, which doesn't work, and the fuel gauge. The fuel gauge. That always throws me off. And I've just driven over a squirrel. It was already dead. So yeah, so they couldn't do the camber. That's all off still, so I'm hoping to get that sorted soon. And it kind of feels a lot, it drives a lot, it doesn't bounce around the road as much, which is great. I was worried that they didn't really know what they were doing. They weren't really sure. I feel like they were making it up as they were going along, and they tried to do it while it was on the ground, which you can't on the back. So, but it's been driving nice since. I'm quite worried about the fact that the temperature gauge isn't working, so I need to sort that out. And I've looked online, and if you were to buy a 911 temperature sender, because I think it's that, because if I take the lead off that and I put it to the body, the gauge goes to the other end like it's shorted. So the wire works. So that means, hang on, let's have a look. This is always a bit tricky, and for once at this junction, I'm not going to give it, oh god, I was going to say I'm not going to give it full beans, but there's a car coming at a rate of knots, but I'll limit it to 5,000 revs. There we go. And anyway, so the temperature gauge, I was looking online, and if it's a 1969 onwards 911, it's £35. If it's a Beetle, it's £30. If it's anything else, it's around £30 to £50. For a 912 1966, it's £180. Just the sender, it's like that big brass with a bit of whatever through it. I think that's what's needed, because I took it out and had a look, and it's got a slight crack in it. I don't know what that does, if that makes a difference, but I think that's what the problem is. So I need to work out where I'm going to get one of those from. I don't want to spend that much money, but at the same time, the risk is too huge. A couple of people have suggested getting one of those that's a bit like a meat thermometer. It's on the dipstick. I don't know how that would work, whether I could just stretch the cable off this to it, or I'd have to open the hood and have a look. I think both kinds are probably available. So I need to look at that. And yesterday when I drove it, I took it for the wheel alignment, I came back a long way around and I opened the deck lid, and it felt like there was like serious heat coming off the engine. So I need to really take care of that. and if it is overheating, I don't know what it is. And also, I need to put the sound deadening thing on the back, behind the engine. It makes such a difference in here. But I don't really want to put it on when I haven't got a temperature gauge, because if it fell off, I'd have to stick it on, and if it came unstuck, it would block the holes in the back of the tinware, so that would be catastrophic. So I need to sort that out. I mean, that's kind of the plan anyway. I need to do that before Classics at the Clubhouse, because that'll be quite a long way. I'm starting to think I'm just going to put some lap belts on, which I've got the lap belts and the 3-point, but I think I want to put the lap belts simply because the one on the back, it's just too far down. And I just feel like, oh, I just hit the microphone. I feel like it wouldn't be comfortable. So I'm just going to fit the lap belts. The other thing is, I've been talking to my sister a little bit. She still hasn't asked about the channel. She's still like the busiest woman I know, and she's the busiest person I know. So wow, someone in a 2014 Lexus just overtaken 2 cars. There's just like a massive row of cars stuck behind a slow car, and that car has managed to get 2 cars ahead by risking life and limb. Anyway, so, and she's come up with some great ideas. So I've sent her a couple of flat caps. She's going to embroider onto the back of those. She's also come up with the idea of patches. So logo patches that you can iron on. You can iron them onto a hat, t-shirt, top, jacket, anything. So I'm going to see if I can get some of those as well. So I need to go ahead and see her next week or the week after. Now next week's quite a busy week for work, so it might be the week after, and then I'll get all the stuff done. In the meantime, this coming week I'll go and see the local place that's printing the t-shirts. So I'm going to go with the Flat Cap Driver logo here with the Milk Run, hashtag Milk Run across the back, but I might even go with the big logo in the middle. I don't know, or I might go for both, just to see what they look like, and get a couple of each. And then I haven't done anything about an e-commerce site, so I need to think about that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And I haven't actually watched the Baku Grand Prix. It's just finished. So by the time this video goes out, it won't be I won't be spoiling it by telling you who's won, because it'll be days from now, but I might as well say now, spoiler alert. But it's the fact that Formula One's gone, I'm about to go off on a Formula One tangent. The fact that Formula One's gone off terrestrial television, it's really annoyed me, because I hate Sky, and I'll never subscribe to it. So I normally just read about it on the BBC, and this season seems to be going really well, and I'm really missing out, having watched Formula One throughout my life, I guess. But today's race I listened to it on 5 Live, sounded really intense, exciting. I know some crashes decided the outcome, but it looks like the cars are fairly competitive. I think Mercedes still have the edge, because their car will be better on more tracks. But yeah, I'm just sad that I'm not able to watch it. And so many people in the old, because remember when Bernie was in charge, Bernie Ecclestone, they went to, we're going to explore new markets and things like that. They basically went to wherever the money was, and some governments were just paying to legitimize themselves by saying, look at us, we've got a global event. And it's amazing that Formula One Blue Ribbon event is coming to our country, and it kind of whitewashed human atrocities. So, but also it meant that the real fans, like real passionate hardcore historic fans, where all the historic circuits are, i.e. Europe, even South America, the US, I mean Austin, Texas, has become a modern classic. Those fans are missing out because France has dropped off, Germany's dropped off, the UK's probably going to drop off. But you know, if circuits like Japan, Spa, Monza start dropping off because they're being asked for just too much money, then that's when we'll be in trouble. And also, why is the oil pressure light flickering when I come to a standstill? I did check the oil yesterday, it was fine, and it seems to drive just fine, so I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyway, yeah, so it's gone out to, you know, when it went to India, and I don't know if I talked about this the last time, but I think it was only there a few years. But, and you know, Formula One were trying to make it was on the BBC at the time, so you had, was it BBC or Channel 4? I can't remember. Eddie Jordan was on, Jake Humphrey, David Coulthard were doing the commentary, and I just remember David Coulthard probably going off message when he said that, because they were outside of the circuit, so they were wandering around, you know, where they try and take in the atmosphere of what's happening, and David Coulthard went off message, and I have to commend him for it, because not many other people spoke about it in those terms, but he said, you know, in the circuit you're in this kind of bubble cushion of this immensely wealthy sport. It's like, you know, the sport of kings kind of thing, almost. Not like a bit like polo, but now it's the, you know, it's the billionaire's playground. And he said as soon as you leave the circuit, the poverty just smacks you in the face. And for that you've got to think, well, hang on. No one who lives there, at the time anyway, it's a bit different I guess now, but no one who lived there or lived in and around the circuit could go and see it. And I mean, they might have been living in slums, they might not have had the means to see it, and it just felt like it wasn't a good place to take Formula One. All of those kind of places, and places where, you know, like they build circuits in the middle of the desert, and the only thing that happens at those circuits is the one race. It's not like other Formula use it all the time. So it just seemed like the wrong direction, especially when the hardcore market in Europe was suffering because they were losing their races because they weren't subsidized by governments. And you know, think about Silverstone doesn't get a government subsidy. The British Drivers Association Club something, BRD something Club Association Club, BRD, is it BRDC? British Racing Drivers Club, something like that. Pay for it and pay to maintain the circuit. So, and the circuit then pays the race fees, and it just seemed, you know, it just didn't seem like the right thing to do, where these circuits have to sustain themselves and they're missing out because government-backed ones were getting the races. And yeah, and they were largely flat. A lot of them were quite boring, massive runoff areas, stuff like that. So now that I don't know, I mean, a lot of people might disagree, but I just think there was a direction that it went down. I don't know what's going to happen now. People don't seem to have the answer. I know it's Carrie Chase and Ross Brawn in charge of it, and I guess they haven't really had the time to make a difference. But for me, you know, the fans are getting further and further and further away from Formula One, when you'd think with, you know, digital platforms and social media, you'd be able to get closer. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a change and things will be better in the near future, but who knows? I don't know, because I feel like at the moment it's making more money. Formula One is making more money than ever, but oh, wrong gear. More money than ever, but there's fewer people than ever watching it. So I don't know. Something to consider. No idea what the speed limit is here. And although I have been watching tennis recently, and I was hoping Roger Federer in his career would win 2 French Open titles, but I don't think he will, because he's not fit for this one, and I think by the time the next one comes around, he's going to be going on 41. So I don't know. Anyway, that's all that's happening this week. The merch thing is exciting. I just need to be able to go and see my sister, get it all done, and then she's optimized the design, and then she can just go. Actually, I can just phone her and say I need 10 more, and obviously I'm paying her. She doesn't know that yet, but I'm going to pay her for everything that she creates for me, and then I'll be able to start saying to her, oh, I've sold 10, can you make 10 for me, please? And then I need to get that site going. That's it, really. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like, comment. I'm pushing towards so close to 500, and I feel like I've been on 496 for so long. When I look, because I used to be averaging about 1 subscriber a day. I think I'm 1 subscriber every 2 days, so it's kind of gone on a downward spiral. I'm going to try and get hold of a different car to test drive. The old real world, drive about town, about villages, some country lanes, and just see how that goes. The one thing that I've recently been thinking about, because there's a couple of people who've done it. There's a guy, I can't remember his name now. I watched a video where he's test driving a 1976, 77 Austin Allegro, and then JM on cars. He test drove a chocolate brown Van den Pla, which belongs to a guy who owns a Diablo. I need to meet that guy. But anyway, that was around the corner from me, and I wish I'd known, because I think I might put a photo of it on my Instagram, because I walked past it. I didn't realize it was there for a video. But I don't really care what type of car it is. It's just something a bit different, something a bit quirky. It doesn't have to be a sports car. It's just an old car, I guess. So I'm going to start doing that. I should really do a 996 2-year video again, because I did one before, but now it's going to be, my channel's been going for 2 years, and because I've not been doing that thing where I'm trying to grow the audience, it's kind of been stuck. So I need to revisit all of that and just make a better make it better. So anyway, that's it. I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and hopefully you'll hear from me soon. Thanks very much. Bye.